Welcome to Retirement Key Radio with Abe Abish.
I read something on the Street website that gave me a new perspective on the idea of something you talk a lot about, Abe, diversification. It said people assume they're diversified because they own an S&P 500 index fund, but all that means is that your stock holdings are diversified, not your overall portfolio. And that's a really important distinction there that I never thought about. So how do we make sure we have a well-rounded overall plan for retirement?
Exactly, Kristen. Well, and we've heard that a lot, and we've seen that a lot with clients that have come in and say, well, Abe, I think I've done a pretty good job. I think I'm diversified. And then we'll find out, well, yeah, you're diversified in one specific asset class, right? Like you might have large cap, mid cap, small cap, international, Russell 2000, whatever you've got. But that's not true diversification. True diversification is across multiple asset classes: stocks, bonds, cash, annuities, real estate, perhaps commodities and gold and different things. Multiple asset classes having multiple streams of income coming in. That's true diversification, we believe, and especially as you're approaching retirement and in retirement. So we just sat down with a couple and did a client review for them, Kristen. We helped them out 3 years ago. 3 years ago, they called into our show, and they were living here in Herndon, Virginia at the time, not too far from our office in Ashburn. They are now 70. When they came to us, they were 67.
Okay.
They've got $1.6 million saved and invested. All of that, at 67 years old, was in the market. 100% of it. They were just about to retire. They knew they needed to make some changes. They are actively now withdrawing monies out of their portfolio for supplemental income on top of their government pensions and Social Security, and they knew they need to make some changes. So they came to us because all of their money was at one huge big box firm. Everybody would know who the name of it is.
Okay.
And that firm just basically is an investment manager. And that is fine, especially when you're working and maxing out your accounts and you're, 10 to 15 years away from retirement, but not at the point of retirement and not into retirement, right? You can't have everything in the market, especially when you're about to pull monies out for income. So they knew they needed to make some changes, and they did. And when they started working with us, they came down to, I believe, a 60-40, meaning 60% of the money they left in the market and 40% they pulled it out and they reduced risk a ton and moved it into strategies that would provide downside protection when the market goes down and the opportunity for growth, reasonable growth, and the opportunity for income and retirement. Fast forward 3 years later to just a week ago. The election's coming up. They're concerned with the election. They're concerned that the election could drag on, into December, January, and that could affect the market.
Yeah.
Right? And so now they want to come down to a 40-60 with 40% in the market and 60% out. In other words, their appetite for risk has gone down even further. And I don't blame them because they're both 70 years old. They have $1.6 million saved. That's a good amount of money saved, plus 2 federal pensions and 2 Social Security checks. And in our opinion, from an asset standpoint, they've won the game. And why are you going to continue to risk what you have for something you don't need? And they've realized that. And they are now thinking, hey, we would just want a consistent, reasonable return, a 4, a 5, maybe a 6 from time to time, instead of the opportunity to have a 30 and a negative 30. And so that's exactly what they're going to do. They're going to reduce risk a little bit more. And so they are diversified. They have monies in annuities, cash, stocks, some bonds, and real estate. That's 5 different asset classes right there.
That's diverse.
That's diverse, and they're very comfortable with it. And that's what most of our clients have, a mixture of all those different things. And that will help clients to feel as comfortable as possible in retirement, not having all your eggs in one basket, being diversified as much as possible. And that's exactly what they did.
So where do you stand now and in the future of your retirement? You can catch up anytime at retirementkeyradio.com. A while back, had the chance to sit down with country music superstar Brad Paisley at his home studio to talk about his music, his family life with his wife and well-known actress, Kimberly Williams Paisley. It was really interesting, the observation that Brad made about his wife and their future together.
I found myself talking to my wife the other day, and she out of the blue said, I wonder where we'll wind up. I wonder what'll happen to us in the next decade, And I said, that's the wrong attitude, because you're just inviting, oh, helpless me. What will the universe do to me? What is fate going to be? I don't like to think that way. I like to think, what do I want? What do I want to achieve? And how do I get there? You're going to hold all the cards if you actually follow through and find that.
Kristen, I love his perspective. That's a lot what retirement planning can look like if you actually take control and take action and think optimistically about the rest of your life. We work so hard all these years to be prepared for retirement, and we need to spend a good amount of time planning for it. So we just recently sat down with a lady. She's divorced, 65.
Okay.
And she lives in Reston. And she came to one of our most recent educational workshops in the Reston Town Center because she wanted a second opinion on her retirement. She came because she's 65, retiring within the year. Concerned with the election, so concerned that she came in on her birthday for the first appointment, then came in for a second appointment the week after,
Wow.
and now she's coming in for her third appointment to actually implement the plan that we proposed this week. We can't control who's going to be elected here in a couple weeks, but we can control how we invest. We can control how we save, where we invest and save, and the actions that we take to set up the retirement plan of our dreams. And that's exactly what this lady has done. Now, she's done a great job. She's got $1 million saved. One of the main problems was, like a lot of people, she was taking on way more risk than she was comfortable with. $1 million, all in the market.
At 65 years old, that's a lot of risk.
She wanted to reduce risk down to about a 50-50 split, meaning 50% of her money is in safe strategies and investments, and 50% of her money exposed in the market for all the ups and downs that the market provides. Well, we found out she had a few variable annuities, which we see a lot of times, and most of the time, those aren't suitable investments for people, so we're making a recommendation there. And she was also concerned with taxes. If we get a Biden election, he's already told us that
very clear, yeah.
taxes are going back up, so she was concerned about a lot of things. What did she do? She took action. She set up an appointment. She's about to come in for her third appointment. She's taking control. She's setting up a roadmap for her retirement. She's 12 months away or less. She got the information. She's taking action. And every single listener to this show can do the same thing by taking action yourself, putting yourself in the driver's seat and not letting life's events take control, but you taking control.
Find out more at retirementkeyradio.com.
Financial professionals are not licensed in all 50 states. To find out if Abraham Abish is licensed in your state, please call 571-577-9968. Abish Financial Services is not affiliated with nor endorsed by the Social Security Administration or any other government agency and does not provide legal or tax advice. Annuity guarantees rely solely on the financial strength and claims-paying ability of the issuing insurance company. By contacting us, you may be provided with information about insurance and annuity products offered through Abraham Abish, NBM number 7703575.